morning. Hello. Alright, if you're a replay viewer, you can still tap to give hearts, and you can still share it out in the first 24 hours. Hey Janet, if you come and watch me on Catch, thanks for watching. If you have questions, you can always email me at chaoticblessing@gmail.com. Hey Cassie. Hey Janet. Alright, make sure you pop up your name. Hey Patty. Thank you. Hey Lauren. Hey Carol. I know, Madonna, yeah. It's got a mixtape on iTunes. It's pretty awesome. Can't go wrong with it. Hey Gianna. Yay! Hey Jimmy. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Deborah, I'm trying to catch everybody. You did? Yay! Yeah, that's what the station is called on iTunes. Thank you for sharing out. Go ahead and invite your followers. I'm sure a lot of you are friends with people who craft, and they might enjoy watching this too. So, and we are going to try to get somewhat started. Hello. Okay, so if you don't know what we're doing tonight, we are making a Fabric Dori. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways. I know, crazy lights. Most of the time it's going to be like you guys are going to be watching what I'm doing, so I'm not really worried about it. So I'm going to show you a couple ways. And a lot of what I want to show you tonight is really so that you guys can understand it doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't have to be this elaborate sewer to be able to do it. I want you just to enjoy it. Your first one is not going to be perfect. As a matter of fact, none of mine are. And that's kind of the cool part of making something of your own. A Dori. It is a Fabric Dori. It's like short for Midori. No, not dork. And it holds traveler's notebooks on the inside. So it holds your notebooks in, and it just kind of seals it up. Yes, and we're making it out of fabric, so that's why it's called a Fabric Dori. Okay? No, you're not late. We are just kind of getting started. So if you don't take anything away from this, what I want you to take, other than one thing, is this is not about perfection. This is not about doing the right way. There are a ton of ways to make this. You can go searching online. There's just a slew of ways to make it. And you can do some changes on your own, try some new things with your other fabric. I had you guys get a yard of fabric of each one. And that's because I wanted you to be able to make more than one, so you could try it first, and then if you're not happy with about it, no, it is not about perfection. It's just about making it your own, and it is yours. This isn't about making them to sell them, okay? This is to make it so that it's yours and that you'll use it and you'll enjoy it. So I'm going to show you the very simplest, easiest way tonight, and as we're doing it, I will explain some advanced steps if you know how to sew that you might be interested in, you can try. But I will be showing you the basic, easiest way to do it, and then I will show you ways you can adapt it to make it a little bit different, okay? So are you guys ready to get started? All right, so I really like doing the larger ones, and the reason why I like to do the larger ones is because then I can actually make my notebooks. Oh, that's good. I like making my notebooks at home, and it's easy to make notebooks that are 8.5 by like 5.5. So I make mine large so it can fit those. So that's the size that we're going to make today. If you want to make yours more of a traditional size and a little bit narrower, that is up to you, and you can look up those measurements. But I'm giving you measurements to make one that can hold 4 to 6 notebooks. Okay? So that is what we're going to, and we're doing the larger traveler's notebooks. So your fabric that you're going to cut, yeah, so we're doing a large one. So I'm going to get my fabric over here. So you're going to cut 2 pieces of fabric, a fabric for your outside and a fabric for your inside, or both of the same color, that's fine. And they're going to be 12.5 inches wide, okay? Yes, I will. By 9 7/8 tall, okay? So it's 12.5 inches wide, so it's a long way. So make sure your fabric, when you guys are cutting, make sure your fabric is going the right direction. All right, because a lot of times people mess up on that, and then when they go to fold it, it's like, oh, there's my fabric, and you don't want it to fold that way. You want it to fold that way, okay? I think, yeah, I could, well, I save all my videos, so sure. I don't really have a YouTube. You can always catch it on Catch, and I'll post it on my blog. Yes, 12.5 wide by 9 7/8 long or tall, however you want to say it. It will be on my Catch, and then I will actually post it onto my blog, which is chaoticblessing.com, which I usually use just for Periscope things that we're doing. So I can do that because I don't have a YouTube channel. Hello, how are you? Okay, so that's what you want to do. So you want to cut 2 pieces of fabric, okay? So, as you're doing that, I will do a little bit of talking. Yes, I do have mine pre-cut, you guys, because I wanted to be a little bit ahead so I could really show you guys things. So, as you're doing that, you guys keep on doing that. I'm going to get you popped up onto my iPad so that I can flip the camera down and I can still be able to answer questions while you guys are, while we're talking about all this. Okay. All right, got one thing. All right, let's get a little bit set up here. I'm going to move you guys around. Bear with me for a second. Okay. All right. Okay, still with me? Don't pop up. Yeah, there. Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. Take notes. Good. Good, 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 good. Take notes. All right. So, I'm going to move stuff aside so we can kind of do this together. All right. So, the easiest way that we can do this is we just have our 2 pieces of fabric, and then you guys are to cut your interfacing, okay? There's lots of different interfacing that you can get. This happens to be the 72F. It is fusible, double-sided or dual-side fusible, okay? But if you only have one side, that's fine, because it's really just going to go in the middle. And what it does is provides the thickness. This one I actually used a little bit thinner, more like a little bit softer. So this was a semi-firm, but it provides that padding, so it actually becomes more like a book. Excuse the noise. My children have friends over. So the easiest way, yeah, okay, so I'm going to tell you that. So the easiest way is that if you're going to do this, I'm going to show you. If you're going to do this with, no, you can just do one layer. The easiest way to do this is with a raw edge open, okay? If you are not, hello, if you are not a big sewer, oh, thank you. If you're not a huge sewer, I'm going to tell you right now, the easiest way to do this is to do it with a raw edge open and not to worry about hemming your material. So if you are a beginner, I will repeat again, it is the easiest way. And then it does give you, you'll have some straggling strings every once in a while, but we'll do double stitching on it. But it also gives it character. It's not something that bothers me. You can always pull them off as they come. See how easy they just pull off, and it won't bother it. okay? But that is going to be the easiest way if you are not a great sewer. I am not a fabulous sewer. I will tell you that right now. And I tried doing the hemming tonight, and I will show it to you. And it didn't turn out the best, but it still is pretty decent. So that's the, you could, yes, you could do a zigzag stitch or a blanket stitch around the edge if your machine does that. Not all sewing machines will, but most of them will. You could do the zigzag. I just did a double stitch. You guys can see the double line stitching. So eventually there will come a time where it won't have any straggling strings anymore because it's gone down to the edge where it cannot, no more can come off of it. So to me that wasn't that big of a deal. Okay, so if you're going to leave yours open, then yes, you will cut your interface the same exact size. Okay, there it is. And you'll just have it, so you'll have it, your outside layer, your interface, and your inside layer. And that is the easiest way. Because at this point in time, you're ready to just line it up and take it over to the iron and start fusing this together. If you're going to hem it, okay? If you're going to hem it, yeah, I will show you guys. Hang on one second. Let me, where's my little, give me 1 second. I had it sitting out so that we could talk about it. Oh, there it is. It was underneath my lid. Okay. Can you guys read that? Should I turn it? Here we go. I'll turn it that way. Pellin or Peltec 72F. It's okay. It's okay. You can find this stuff easily at Joann's. It's the 72F. It's a double-sided, fusible, and it comes in ultra firm. Okay. And I will show you what it looks like when you have it in. This one has the ultra firm, and it's pretty sturdy. Okay. This one has the semi-firm, one-sided fusible, and it's still firm. It just has a little bit more flexibility to it. It's more like a quilt, stuff that you put maybe in between a quilt or a chair padding. It is, you can use it, it's about $9 a yard, so I always use it with a coupon. And right now there's 40% off any cut of fabric. Joann's has a coupon for it. You can, yeah, you can. Your one side will be fine. It will be fine because you're going to sew it together anyway, so yes. It is. Okay, so you can choose to do the easy way, or if you are a little bit skilled, and yes, but in 1 yard, you actually don't need 1 yard. In 1 yard of fusible interface, you can probably make 3 or 4 dories. So if you break the $9.99 into 4, that's not a bad price. Not at all. Here's another trick I wanted to show you guys. If anybody doesn't know what these are fat quarters, and you can always find a whole bunch of different material on sale in fat quarters. These were actually on sale for $1.24 a piece, and so for 2 of them I'm at $2.48. And if I add just the portion that I would need of my interfacing, I'm still under $5. And all I need more was the cording. We're just kind of starting, Brittany. So you want to cut your fabric. We're making large ones. You want to cut your fabric 12.5 wide by 9 7/8 tall or long. Wide is obviously, and you want to make sure that your material is going the right direction when you cut it. So if you got 2 fat quarters, this was enough to make 1 dory. It is. It's enough to make the large. It's enough to make any size. You can make a large out of this and go all the way down. So this is another way to do it. And you can find a lot of really cool patterns in fat quarters that you can't necessarily find on the bolts. You're going to cut the interfacing the same size if you're going to leave it a raw edge, okay? Yes, I am going to cover attaching elastic later. That's one of the last steps you do. I'm making a large, or actually an extra large dory, so it can fit 4 to 6 traveler's journals. Yeah, you can get, well, you can get fat quarters at any fabric store where they sell fabric, but no problem, no problem. You can get these really almost anywhere that they sell fabric. Walmart has them, Joann's, Hobby Lobby. Sometimes you can even find them in some secondhand stores. They'll have them already like gathered together as fat quarters. And fat quarters is just, it's supposed to be 1/4 of a yard of fabric, except it's a little extra. That's why they call it a fat quarter. And if anybody has a better explanation, they're more than welcome to throw it up there, but that's the easiest way to explain it. Okay, so if you're going to, yeah, Tuesday morning I'll have them too. If you're going to leave your edge a raw, we are going to make this size where it will fit notebooks that are 8.5 inches tall by 5 to 5.5 inches wide. They will fit them. These, yeah, it's fine. So I do the 8.5 by 5 is what I do my notebooks as. So that's what will fit in this one. And I do it that size because it's easy to make at home. I only have to trim one edge. I only have to trim the outside edge. I don't have to trim the top or the bottom. All right, so if you're leaving it open, a raw edge open, then yes, you'll cut your interfacing the same exact size as your fabric. If you aren't, an A5 is a little bit different in size, but it's very, very similar. An A5 is like 8.4 by 5 point something. Or 4 point something. I forget exactly the measurements. I don't have those in front of me, sorry. If you're going to do an edge that is hemmed like this, obviously you're going to account for a little bit smaller of interfacing because you've hemmed your edges. What I would suggest is hemming your edges first and then cutting your interface to the size that you want. And usually when you hem your edges, you're going to make your interfacing about 1/8 of an inch on each edge smaller. Next tutorial on booklet inserts. I know a few friends who do really great booklets. I believe Lisa, Creative Lee, has the unraveling only a little bit. You'll see like mine, mostly all of its unraveling is done, but you're going to stitch it anyways, so it can only unravel to a certain extent. And you can see even the top edge. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus. I mean, I stitched it right up, and I trimmed pretty close. Yeah, she does. So, and then I trim my fabric pretty close to my stitching so it won't unravel too much. Yes, October has one too. Okay, so you just have to make a decision. If you want a hemmed edge, then you'll cut your interfacing about, and I usually wait and then I will mark where I want to cut instead of trying to be really precise on my measurements. I'll just mark it and then cut it once my fabric's done, because like I said, I'm not the greatest seamstress, so my seams aren't always perfectly even when I fold them over. I do too, and I'm showing you the raw look because it is the easiest. If you are a brand new person to sewing and you just want to make this because you want to make it, then you're going to do a raw edge. This is for people who want to do a hemmed edge. And you can see I am not the greatest at that. Not by a long shot. So I'm going to kind of be showing both ways at the same time. Hello. Okay, so for those of you who are doing the raw edge, the next part that you're going to do is you're going to get your iron and you're going to turn it on and get it heated up. You want it to be on the wool setting. You want to look at the instructions that came with your fusible interfacing, and you need to follow your instructions because they are different based on the brand that you're using. So can you put raw edges together, turn it, and then to stitch? Yeah, you can. That's Gwen, you can do that because I know you know how to sew, but the majority of the people on here are brand new to sewing. They don't really have that knowledge, and so I wouldn't suggest it being the first way to try it. But I know you know how to sew, so you could definitely accomplish that. Okay. So yeah, so I don't want to make this too complicated for people who have never done this before. Yeah, the interfacing would be, but Gwen knows what she's doing when she's sewing. Like, Gwen, I have no idea why you're in this scope because you have some sewing skills for sure. I'm teasing you, Gwen, but you do have sewing skills. So you're going to follow the instructions on yours. On the double-sided, you want to use the wool setting. On the Peltex. Aw, thank you. Wool is going to be your highest heat. Wool is going to be high. You want to use steam because the moisture helps the adhesive. If you feel your yeah, I would for one-sided too, because the moisture and the heat is what activates the adhesive that's in this. If you feel it, if you guys feel it, you'll kind of feel it. Yeah, and then a wet rag. So I like using the highest steam setting. It sets well. I don't get much movement in it, and things don't move around, and the wrinkles, there's no like bubbles. So I'll just tell you what I use. I use my highest steam setting. I used it for this one, and I just did this one tonight when I was getting prepared, and you'll see, I mean, it is smooth as all get out. I mean, there was no bubbling or anything. So okay, so you guys, I'm gonna go plug in my iron so it can heat up. Make sure you have plenty of water in it. And I can move you guys, I'm gonna move you guys over there, and as soon as it's hot, and then we'll get going. So I am going to be doing a raw edge Midori with you. The wet rag is to add some more heat, or more moist heat to it. I have found that it still sets just fine without it. That's why I put it on the highest steam setting. But that's just how I do it. Like I said, this is not about being perfect, you guys. This is about just having fun, experiencing it, and doing it. All right, so I'm gonna move my iPad over there, and then I'll move you guys with it. Yes, raw sides together. All right, here we go. Oh, give me a second as I set y'all up. No problem. All right, I'm gonna set you guys up so I don't burn myself. Okay. So you see I have the inner facing down, I have the raw side onto my inner facing, and I'm just going to do my best to line it up. Remember, it doesn't have to be completely perfect because we will be trimming our edges down some. And then you're just going to go across and iron it. You don't want to keep the iron too still, so if you move it in a circular motion over and over and over, it'll do pretty good. Excuse me why it will stick on your bottom, so you can just peel it up. Okay, so you do your one side, and then you're going to do your next side. Now, you could have had both pieces attached and you could have it pinned, but like I said, I'm trying to show you very, very basics. If you are not a sewer, you don't have much supplies. If you are a sewer, of course you already know you'd have both of your sections put on and you could have it pinned. So you just flip it. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. Make sure you get all the way to the edges. Yeah, I would, Cassie, if I were you, just because your one side is going to move. But if you iron it on, even though it's not doesn't have any adhesive, it is going to stick a little bit better. This is a very simple way to learn. So I go ahead and I do it another time. This is where you could take your wet, moist rag. I'll show you guys that. If you give me a second, I have to grab mine. I can't see your questions right now, so don't be popping up anything. Make sure, I don't know if you guys can hear it, make sure you wring it out really, really well. You do not want it to be really, really wet. You just want it to be damp. Huh? Is making, what did you ask if it is expensive as a hobby to make? Okay, you just want to set it down for 10 seconds and overlap yourself. Okay, here's the thing. Some fabrics do need to be pre-washed. Yeah, I am using a placemat down here. A lot of the reason why you pre-wash fabric is because it will shrink when it's washed and dried in the washer and dryer. You won't be washing this in the washing machine. I would hope not. You would just spot wash it. So you really don't have to be concerned about your fabric shrinking. So it's not a necessity, but you can. You can always pre-wash your fabric. But that's really why you do it, is because some fabrics are prone to shrinking. And so you would want to wash it before you made something. Yes, exactly. Because you don't want it to shrink once you cut it to the pattern, because you're making a specific size, especially in clothing. All right, and then you're just gonna remove a lot of the moisture out by heating it up one more time. All right. So that's that. Make sure you unplug your iron so you don't. Yes, exactly. And cotton, like if you're gonna make a blouse or something, I would pre-wash that fabric. Blankets, I pre-wash my blanket fabric because when it does get washed, I don't want it to shrink, and then you'll have one side will end up like coming down really narrow, and the other side might still be long, and then it gets all bulky and crooked. Okay, so you guys, we have that. All right, ready for the next step? Because if you are, I'm moving you to my sewing machine area. All right, I'm gonna pop you out of this for a second. All right, so give me 1 second. I'm gonna pop you out of my tripod. Okay, guys, get to see my... Okay, so I'm gonna watch you from here. Let's see, hopefully you can see me. Okay, ooh, I'm gonna have to block it. Oh, thank you. All right, I'm gonna block the light. Okay, so I'm not gonna... It's okay, it's okay. That's why this will be on catch, and so you could do it on catch. So my machine is already threaded. I chose to do a black, and the reason why I wanted to do black was because it was a predominant theme on this side. You can pick your own thread color. And we're just gonna do, I'm doing straight stitching. And so it might be a little loud. Maybe I should do it over this way, see? No. Sorry guys, I have lights on so you guys can see what I'm doing, but it might be a little hard. Hey Kayla, how are you? So I'm gonna do straight stitches, and then what I'm gonna do is, like on my other one, I'm gonna do 2 seams. So I'm gonna do 2 lines. So I'm gonna do my inside line first, and then I'll come back and I'll do my outside line. That's just my preference. You could do your outside line first. Yeah, I have this really nice, it's really cute, it's just a Sunbeam, it's a portable machine, like you guys literally, it's that light, it's that small. And so I can bring it anywhere in the house and I can do it at any point in time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stitch this. You guys can ask questions. I will do my best to look and watch as you guys are okay. So I use my petal as the measurement, and so my first stitching is lined up on the very far, let me see if I can show you. So I line it up on the far edge. Yes, a twin. Well, Gwen, Gwen, you know better than that. I'm using a little tiny travel sewing machine. You just learned that too? Yeah. I don't have anything. It's not fancy. It is not fancy at all. All right. So you always put your needle down, down into your material before you get started. So that's where you want to start it. And I gotta find my petal. There it is. Sorry, I know the lights are bad. Let's see if I can move this way. There we go. All right, I have to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna sew. It might be really loud, but here we go. Yeah, I know. It's loud. All right. Yes, if you have a surgery, then you don't need to be in this. You don't need to be in this. You know what you're doing. If you have a sewing machine, you know what you're doing. Hello. And I am so not like, I can't do it straight. It's a little crooked. Yeah, I know, that is true. And I always, like, I'm serious, you guys, like, mine is not perfect. I have, like, stitching that's loose. But it's mine. You're welcome. It does sound like a typewriter. It's just a tiny little machine. It has 2 speeds, low and high. but it gets the job done. Okay, I'm gonna try not to get it. I got this for Christmas too. My mother-in-law got this for me for Christmas. It was very sweet of her. Ooh, I need to go a little bit further. Oh, good, good, good. I'm glad. So you guys pick up your foot. No, there's no such thing as perfect crafting. That's what crafting is imperfection. It's just having fun and enjoying it. Well, good. I'm glad you're learning. Well, I'll tell you what. Pick up your foot when you're turning. It's easiest to turn your material if your needle's still down in the material, then you won't have loose thread. And I'm telling you things from a beginner. An expert seamstress might tell you something different. Yeah, how see, my needle wasn't down, so. You should, Gwen. You know how to. Yes, go all the way around all 4 sides. Yeah, we did home ec too. I know, look what I said. Oh, sorry guys. All right, hang on 1 second. I'm gonna you're gonna be bright for 1 second. Yeah, okay, so when you get to the corner, you're going to do a reverse stitch. So you're going to hold your reverse button down, reverse a little bit, and then you're going to go forward again. Okay? Okay, I'm going to move you guys back over here. Sorry, my material's you haven't even taken it out of the box yet. Alright, and then you cut it off. Alright, so I'll show you on the inside because you can see it. So now we have a stitch all the way around, okay? Okay, so now we're going to go through and I'm going to do a whole nother way, all the way around it. So you can choose to either try to do a stitch on the outside of here, which is quite difficult in my opinion. Thank you, Gwen. So actually I choose to do it on the inside because I want to come and I'm going to trim this down. This is the Pelta 72F. It's double-sided. Fusible interfacing. So instead of trying to go out here, I'm going to go on the inside and do a whole nother square all the way around, because then when we're done I'm going to come back and I can just trim some of this down. I'll show you, I have it over on my table. If you guys give me a second, I'm going to go ahead and sew this around real quick one more time. No, my tension is good. I double checked it. You were seeing my strings. I double checked it. I promise, Gwen. I promise. Yeah. Nope. My tension is, it took me a little while. I actually had to put it at 5.5 because 6 was not working and 5 wasn't working either. Alright. So I'm going to go around one more time. And I'm choosing, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to line my foot up with this edge, and that's how I'm going to try to keep it at least somewhat the same measurement all the way around. So that's my little trick. I did get my material at Joann's. How'd you know? Ooh. The edge of my stitching. So the edge of the foot, hang on. I will bring the camera around here so you can see. Hang on one second. Okay, so this is your foot, and so here's the stitching that I did. So I'm lining up the edge of my foot along here so I can at least stay somewhat, and you can see, you guys, I'm not the straightest. It's not perfect at all, but I'm at least trying to stay along that, so then I know that the measurement of the neck seam is a little bit this similar distance, okay? Does that make sense? Like I said, we're doing it as a beginner, total beginner. All right, let me see if I can do this without hitting the camera this time. All right, start with your needle down in your material. And I might not be able to read all the comments, but I'll try. You have a Walmart? Walmart sells material, you guys. Okay, good. We have a Joann's and Walmart here, and I have to travel to go get anything else. You've never been to a Hobby Lobby? Ooh, you need to go. You totally need to go. They are crafters' dream. Oh, you live on an island? Which island do you live on? Where are you from? Where are you from? Oh, cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, you would have to have like material shipped to you. I will send you some fat quarters if you would like. You can send me a message. But then I'd have to pick out your material, so I may not like what you like. Amazon's your friend? Yeah. I imagine you have Amazon Prime so you don't have to pay for shipping. Or do they still make you pay for shipping even with Amazon Prime? Yes, we're making a Fabric Dori, and my needle is up. Ooh, I remember getting pregnant. Oh, well, I guess that's better than having to pay for it. My sister lives in Alaska, and it costs me so much money to have things sent to her. So I like wait. So like their Christmas presents are like all together so that I can do Christmas and some of their birthdays together, or it would cost me an arm and a leg. So she still hasn't gotten her Christmas present. All right, almost done. One more side, you guys. Yeah. Am I sending her a Dori? I don't know. She may not. She may want one. I don't know. I have enough material now to make like 12, so I could have like 5 different steps already prepared for you guys. right, when you get to the end, you're going to do your reverse stitch again. And then you're going to go forward again. And pull it out. You're going to cut your string off. Did I get both uncut? No. Okay. Then trim your strings, and you guys, I'm going to show you all the places where wasn't perfect. But we're not stressing about not being perfect. Remember? Oh, you're welcome. As long as nobody gives me a hard time about not being perfect, because it is not perfect by any means. I'm just checking a couple different spots. Yeah. I have a couple spots I actually messed up on. Alright. I'm going to fix one thing, you guys. Oh, I bet. Gwen, you're still in here, aren't you? What's a good star machine? I like this little one, you guys. It's just a little sunbeam. It is a mini sunbeam. It is a travel machine. I'll show you it, but I love it. What do you think is a good starting machine? Honestly, I love this one. I'll show you all the stitches that it will do. White or brother? Brothers are really great. It's just a sunbeam, but it will do all of these stitches, and it will even do buttonholes. And it is literally like, I can pick it up and go. Costco's a good place. Okay, so let's head back over here, you guys. We're gonna head back over here. I'm gonna grab my tripod as we're going, and I'll come back for my, I need to get my iPad in 1 second. Okay, let me put you guys back in the tripod. Give me 1 second. Sorry, those are my fingers. Come on. All right. Okay, let me get my. Okay. Oop, upside down. Okay, so now it's stitched together. You could leave it like this. I know, she is probably in bed right now. Okay, so you could leave it like this without doing any more trimming, or you can go through and you can trim off a portion of the sides. Oh, it died? Yikes. And you can just trim off a portion of the sides that you want. Thank you. So I'm doing this now before we go any further because it's easier, because it's laying flat. Come. I don't know about you guys, but I have this problem about cutting straight sometimes. So I cut off. Hey Annette, how are you? You're having a date. Oh, awesome. So I just trimmed off some of the edge so I don't have as much sticking out from my seam. So I'm going to go around on all of my edges, and I'm going to do that real quick. Thank you. And I'm not being perfect or really measuring. I'm just making sure on all the way down, I'm not cutting onto my stitching. You're welcome. This is a very basic Dori. It gets the job done. That's the kind we're making. One that gets the job done. Yeah, I have, okay, so this is a Fabric Dori. Scissor, oh yeah, you could cut your edges, yeah, you could totally take and just cut your edges right here with scissors. I mean, I have them here. I don't cut very straight, but you could just go through and just start snipping away. I don't cut very well. So I have a fabric one and a paper one. Yeah, you could totally do it with oh yeah, rotary cutters are pretty reasonably priced. Yeah, the blades are a little bit different. And like I said, I am not the greatest at this. But the nice thing is you can hear it cutting through. And so you know whether or not you're cutting anything. If there's anything left to cut. You don't have any tools for sewing either? Well, you have a sewing machine and you have scissors. Right, Cynthia? Didn't you say you had a sewing machine you haven't even pulled out yet? Yes, you can. And if you want to get the kit, they sell them at Joann's too, and you can use your coupon for that as well. So make your list and then spread it out when you purchase. I'm a little bit off of the edge. So I'll show you. Okay. See, I'm a little bit off of the edge. I have a little bit left. And you guys can see, it's not perfect. There's where my back stitching is, and I didn't do it perfectly. I'm not perfectly straight. And I'm showing you because I'm being honest. See, you guys, it's not perfect, okay? All right. So we're trimmed. You're going to teach you how to be crafty. All right, Cynthia. Yes. Oh, sorry. I am being... No, it doesn't need to be perfect, you guys. Okay. This one was my first one that I made. It is not perfect, and I have used it for like 8 months now or more, and it still works, and it still gets the job done, and I still love it because I made it. Okay? The reverse stitch so that your stitching doesn't come out. Oh no, that's fine. Reverse stitching is meant so that your stitching doesn't unravel or come out. Okay, so yes, so you get to the end, you reverse stitch back, and then you come forward again. So, okay, so we're going to do the next part, you guys. Oh, people who were asking, that is what I used for my stabilizer. I would do like an inch or less. Yeah, you don't have to go back too far. I go back, I don't know, just until I feel comfortable. I just do a little bit and then I move forward again. I know there's a... You're welcome. Okay, I wanted to make sure you got it. I couldn't remember who had asked. Good, I'm glad you got it, Amber. Okay, hang on, you guys. Let me get a sip. Yes, I am on catch. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our holes punched. All right, so when you flip it over, make sure that the top is up top and the bottom's at bottom. And then you're going to find what your center is. So I'm just a tad hair bit over 12, so I'm just going to center it so that I know that 6 inches is about my center. Okay? And we're going to mark where we're going to put, let me grab my pencil. I'm going to use pencil for this side because I don't know. Oh no, here we go. You can use marker because you're going to hole punch the spot out, so it's not that big of a deal. Now, if you're using eyelets, you need to be conscious of how large your eyelet frame is, the front side, because you want to make sure you leave enough room for them to be side by side. And the best way to do these is from bottom and on top of each other and not side by side, because if you do it side by side it bunches up and it'll actually pull these out. So we're going to do one down below and then we're going to go up and we're going to do one up above. Thanks for the hearts, I really appreciate it. Okay, so these the ones that I picked out because I wanted the black are a little bit larger than those, so I'm going to make sure my holes are a decent part away, but you want to start at about 1/2 inch from your edge. You want to come in, which should be far enough that it's missing. Oops, I'm sorry you guys, didn't realize that bottom portion is off camera. See if I can fix it. Okay, there we go. All right, so let me straighten it back up. Let's do there. A standard size, or the standard is usually the skinnier ones, and I don't have those measurements off the top of my head right now. I'm sorry, I don't. I'm making one to fit 4 to 6 larger notebooks, the large size, which are usually 8.5 by 5. All right, so I'm going to make one hole at 1/2 inch from the edge, and then I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. These are 1, 2, 3. These are 8s. Yeah, it just depends on the size. If you want to figure out your size, what you would do is, if you had a notebook the size that you wanted to use, you would lay it out flat to figure out the size that you would want it, and then you want to add extra on both ends so that you can fit more than one book in there. So if you made it too skinny, the only thing you're going to fit in there is 1, maybe 2 before the books start going on the outside. So that's why they're substantially longer. And these this is actually ends up being almost 1 inch longer on both sides so that I can fit multiple books in one. I like bulky. I like bulk to my notebooks. You're welcome. All right, so you 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to go up 3/8. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing up top. I'm going to come down 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to do 3/8 from that. Okay, so just mark a little dot because you're going to hole punch it out. Nobody's going to see that dot, so it doesn't really matter. I don't, but I'm going to tell you how you can if you wanted to. All right. You can easily take about 1.5 inches worth of loop, and if you wanted it in the inside, you could have sewn it on the inside, or you can just take this and you could go sew it in right now if you wanted to. I don't particularly like to have a pin attached to mine. That's just my personal preference, but you can. So if you take about 1.5 inches of it, yeah, you can do a binder clip. A binder clip is a great way to do it without sewing it in. You're welcome. I don't particularly like to carry a pin on mine because too many times I forget to close my pin or click it so it's not open, and then it gets ink marks over all my stuff, and I don't like that. So I don't carry it. All right, I'm going to use my crocodile. If you don't have a crocodile, you can also get a tool that looks like this, and it actually there's a hole at the end, and you would put it where you want it, hammer it down, and it cuts a hole where you want it. Okay, so there are other tools that are available. I have a crocodile. I love the crocodile, and so I'm just going to take this. I am making a Fabric Dori to store my traveler's notebooks in. Yeah, the old school way. All right, take the fabric spot out of there. And then I'm going to line it up again, center my little dot, and pull it. Sometimes the fabric, there we go. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing up top, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to trim it, my fabric just a little bit, because I don't like all those frays when I'm going to put my eyelet in. No, this is the larger. You want to use the larger one. The smaller one is this one. Will not be large enough to get multiple things of multiple strands of elastic cord through. So you want to do the larger size. You're welcome. All right, and then I just go through, because before I set my eyelets, I just trim it a little bit. Yeah, traveler's notebook is just like a little notebook that you can write in. The crocodile is an awesome tool. You will use it for so much stuff. And it can literally punch a hole in anything. Oh no! Do you have another one? How did you break your needle? Was it an old needle? It's okay, it's okay. You don't have another needle? I'm sorry. All right, let me check the outside. Oh no. Well, you can pick up needles, fairly inexpensive. I use it, it's if you have this ultra firm interfacing, it is hard to hand stitch through it unless you have a heavy duty needle. You can, but it is really hard to do it. It is really, really hard. I'm just going to be very honest with you. All right, so what do I use crocodile for? I use crocodile to punch holes in anything and everything, and I use it to set eyelets. Yeah, it does. Okay, so when you're setting your eyelets, you want to make sure that the big washer size is on the outside, because that's the fancy side. So you want that to be on the outside, like that, okay? And then this is where the crocodile becomes so awesome. I'm gonna try to do this on screen. So then you line it up and you put your eyelet on the little knob. Make sure, sorry you guys, I'm like not used to doing it that far away from my table. Okay, and then you just squeeze and it smashes it. And then that's how you set an eyelet. And now your hole's protected. And if for any reason this pops out, you can always replace it with another one. So you can always fix it. That is the great thing about it. Lining up, well, you have in your crocodile, you can hammer it too. The crocodile, make sure you use this to help line it up. What else can you use? I will show you. You can use a setting tool like this. Sorry. And you would, see if I can show you. Well, you still need something that's going to kind of hold that hole. And then you go like this and you would hammer it. I'm not going to do it all the way because I like the way the crocodile does it, but that's how you would do it. Okay. The hand setter is loud and it's not as precise, and sometimes it doesn't get you such a, like you want this flat edge. The crocodile is another tool. Yeah, I know, right? The crocodile is another tool to that's really great to get your Joann's coupon and use a coupon for it. And then you can get it, I mean, sometimes they have 60% off coupons, or even 40% or 50% is better. Yeah, it does move around, and I find that the setting, the setter isn't as, like I said, it just doesn't flatten it as precisely. So to me, it becomes more of a challenge to get it in there, the proper. Yeah, the Big Bite is awesome. I don't have that one. I just have the handheld one. Yeah, it wakes up the babies. Exactly. All right, one more. This is a Fabric Dori. It's kind of the way of doing a fake Midori. Uh-oh. I was off on that one. You're welcome. Oh, that's why. Good job, Erica. I had it upside down. See? Everybody makes mistakes, you guys. Let's see if I can recover this eyelet or not. There we go. Yes, you can use any brand of eyelets with the crocodile. I don't know how well this is going to set in. Hang on, you guys. Let me check this one. Oh, it's pretty good. No, it's okay. You're welcome. Aloha. Thanks for joining in. I really appreciate it. Right. Okay, you guys. So now we have that. Okay. So the next part is get a little bit set up. Okay. Okay, so the easiest way to be able to strap it closed is two different things. You can either get an elastic band. You're welcome. and measure it, cut it, and sew it together, and this would actually come on and off if you wanted to. Or you can, oh yeah, it's great. It can hold coloring books in it too. You could make a slit right here, string this through, and you would sew it and fold it down on itself so it couldn't come out. So that's two different ways you could do it. Or a very quick and easy way is to actually use the same type of elastic band that you use on the inside as your strap. And that I did by actually just poking a hole through the middle of the back piece and tying a double knot. You could use a button to hold the elastic too. So there's a lot of different ways. So I want to encourage you guys to do whichever way you feel comfortable. This is just easily just a hole poked through, my elastic cord threaded through, and it double knotted and then burned on the end, and then it pulls tight and it stays there, and it stays closed. Okay? So that is the easiest way to do it. And then you see it just, that's the back of it. So it's easy, easy peasy. You could do the same. I thought you, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I was saying somebody else's name. You could do the same thing with the elastic, but you would need to cut a slit right here through the middle. So which way would you guys want to see on this one? You guys actually get to choose this. The skinny band, you can have the elastic cord, or I can show you with an elastic band. This can be attached or not attached. The elastic cord. Okay. Yeah, that's the one I thread through the back. Yeah, you can buy one thing. Exactly. One thing. Okay. So we're going to find the center. So we're at 6 inches here. And we have 1, 2, 3, about 9.5 tall. I do the back, yes, because I don't want anything else pulling on the spine. You could put it right here on the spine, but what I find is, and I'll show you on this one, if my knot is on my spine, then it prevents my books from laying flat. Here, it doesn't prevent anything. It just, because my book is just on there. It doesn't even, there's no feeling, there's no bump, and then now there's no bump in my spine either. So that's my choice. You could put your hole right here and run it through the center that way, if you would like. So that's your choice. I'm showing you how I'd like to do it. All right, so we're at 9.5, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So at about 5. You wish you were open tomorrow? They're not open on Sundays? And a half. Oh. And a quarter. Well, that stinks. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't think ours are closed. I don't know. Yes, Walmart does have. This doesn't actually have free for us. Okay, and then I can never say this right. This is an owl. I can't say it right, you guys. It's a piercer. Because I don't want that knot to pull out. You could, but unless you, yeah, I can't say that word. Unless you have the big bite crocodile or an actual hole puncher like awl. Okay, cool. Awl. I can say that. Unless you have one of those where you could set a hole anywhere, you're not going to fit a hole there. So I just do a hole. Yeah, I can't ever say it the right way. I can't. Now I will remember. An awl. An awl. Good to know. All right. And then I have a big fat plastic needle that's going to help me pull it through. I should have taken the paper off of this first. We're doing good on time. I thought it was going to take actually longer. Okay. So to measure this, and then I'm going to leave myself a little extra to be able to tie it. Yay! I think you could make it. I do. All right. See how well we can get this, if we can get this one through here. I didn't have this needle last time. I had a different one. Yeah, you could do it with just fabric glue. I'm pretty sure you could. I don't know if this needle is going to be able to fit through. All right, we're almost through. We're almost through. And this is why I use a plastic needle, so I do not hurt myself. I used an awl. There you go, Janet. I said it. Yep. Problem is, this needle is a little bit bigger than my last one. I couldn't find my other needle, so so getting it through is going to be tricky. I know I said it. Yay! Alright, I'm actually going to hammer this sucker through. Maybe not. You could use a large fabric needle. Or a smaller eyelet. Yes, you could definitely do that. And I apologize, you guys. I had a different needle and I lost it upstairs. I'm actually going to feed this through myself. Now that I've actually made that hole larger. This is the hard part, y'all. Right now I'm doing one at a time just because my needle wasn't working. And it's almost through. I had it through and then I accidentally pulled it. Oh, see, that's the thing, is you get it. You can, that's what I was going to show you guys. You can add in little charms if you want to. We'll do the little one on this one because I have the bigger one set aside for my other one that I made with the pocket. Yeah, I'm going to have to if I don't get it, because my fingernails are almost too long, aren't they? Yeah. It's through, I just not through enough where I can grab it. There we go. Alright. Get my tools out of my way. Pull it so they're even. You're going to do a double. You're going to knot both sides at the same time together. I really should have trimmed my nails before I did this with you guys. They're too long, I can't grab anything. Okay, and then push it to the end as far as you can. And usually that's decent enough. Mine are not breaking. That's usually decent enough. It's not going to pull through. I like to do it one more time, just so I know that as the material wears over use, that it's not going to pull through. So then you do another knot, and then when you're tightening it, can you guys see? I'm sorry, I know it's not too. You tighten it so that the knot is on, try to get the knot on top of each other where it overlaps. Yeah, no. You can if you want to. You could put one there if you wanted to. Am I watching Cloudy? Oh, no, my husband's watching, honey, what's the show called again? I forget. I think he fell asleep. Oh, thank you. All right, so then you have that. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? No, he's watching some other show. All right, so it closes up. Okay, so now all we need to do is we need to do our inside bands. And I'm going to show you the trick with these. Let me get it. There we go. Shoot. I am way far away from a million, let me tell you. All right, so you're going to feed it through the top one, and then you're going to come back through the one below it. Okay, and then this just came through the bottom, and so then it needs to go down through the top first, and I'm going to show you why, and then up. And that is because, okay, hey Lisa, so if it's in the bottom here, it's in the top one here, and the top one up here is in the shorter one here, and then that makes each of your bands the same length. Okay, and then you're gonna take it, I'm gonna trim a little bit so we can tie it easily. Now when you tie it, you guys, you want to actually tie it pretty taut so that it actually pulls up the sides some. This will hold your books better, okay? So you actually do want it to like pull it up. Let me see. I'll show you guys with my one. See how well this holds them? They're really close to the spine. They have just a little bit of give. When I take them out, give me 1 second, I'll take them out and I'll show y'all. This one actually fits 4, and I could fit more if I had one more, like if I used a rubber band. But when they're out, see, it pulls it up. This has a total of 2 bands. I did them twice the same way. So I put 2 bands in the same exact way and just use the same holes. Some people do, like, they'll do 2 sets of eyelets and they'll just spread them apart. You could do that option too. So you'd have an eyelet here and here and here and here. But I just did this and I did the same thing. The cord is over in the elastic section in the sewing department. And that's what it looks like. And I just normally buy it in the 5-yard quantity because then I have it and I can make more with it. I like black because it doesn't show dirt. So we're gonna bring it so it's pretty tight. You do, see Lisa, I did that at one and it started to pull my eyelets out. And it started to like bunch up like here, like, so if you do them the other way, I'd love to see that because I couldn't get mine to work the right way. Oh, if you go to your blocked list, they will be the last person that you blocked. It doesn't? Okay. Mine bunched so much that it was pulling the eyelets out of the material. All right, so I just double knot that. You're welcome. Okay. So then you guys, guess what? Unless you want a whole nother band, you can take your little booklet, put it in. We are making a faux Fabric Dori. Grab my Bible study. Okay, so this right now is all set up to fit 2, or if you got a rubber band and rubber band 2 together, then you could use a cord. I'm actually going to add a whole nother cord to this one because I like to hold 4 or more. Oh, well, you're welcome, Patty. Thanks for sticking around and watching. So now we have it. You guys, we're all done. We even put a little charm on it. Little key. You can keep on the side if you want. I'm going to go in and, thank you. I'm going to go in and add on a whole nother cord. And then I want to show you guys one other option once you guys get the hang of it. You could do also. So there you go. That is how you make it. And then as time goes on, you will, we did it raw. We did our edges raw. Yeah, I'm going to do my thick elastic on my other one that I already had prepped for you guys. These frays will eventually, you won't have any more. But I like frayed edges. Okay, so I did this one. I hemmed the edges. And I still did the double stitching, and I Thanks, Lisa. And I made a pocket to go on it. I'm trying to show you. I know it's like hard. And I already have my eyelet set, you guys. I love mine raw, Lisa. I did this just to try it for tonight to show people, but you can even see, like, okay, it's hemmed, but you can, if you pulled it apart, you could still see the interfacing in there. Like, I didn't do the whole sew it together, right sides together, and then flip it around. But these edges are at least hemmed. So, you're welcome. Okay. Let me see. I need to get my tool. I don't know if this notch. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I like the look of raw. Well, Lisa, you know my crafting style. I like raw and messy. I like ink, grunged edges, and I like things just placed down with no regrets. I don't exactly know. I did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches high. And there's 4.5 inches at the top. And it's a little bit more. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4.5 up top, 5. And I didn't have it seamed in the middle because I'm going to have the elastic there. All right, so now we're going to figure out how to put this. Oh, I missed what you said. I'm sorry. No, there's no interface in the pocket. This is just material. You can see the back. This edge right here, as a matter of fact, isn't even stitched. It's just ironed. All I did was iron it. Yeah. Okay, so that's 6. Hang on, guys. I want to figure out where I want to put the elastic band. I'm going to put it right at 5. And I don't know if this is going to cut through, but we're going to try. This is a little notching tool, and I don't know if it's going to cut through all this fabric. Ooh. We are almost all the way through. How cool is that? I'll sell it. There are so many people making these and selling them. I doubt I ever will. I'm going to stick to what I do really well, and that's designing stickers and inserts. There we go. All right, so that's all the way through. I have one little string. You like the pocket? I know, this a pocket is a first for me. It is a first for me. There we go. Oops, I'm sorry. So I just stuck my little cutters through there. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm loving the fabric. It has that like romantic vintage feel to it, right? Oh, you're fine. For planners, I make stickers and inserts for planners. Sorry, I keep on forgetting I'm off camera. I apologize, you guys. All right, I'm gonna just feed that through. Yeah, I have an Etsy shop. Chaotic Blessing on Etsy. Okay. Had to make sure that my ruffle edge was on the right way. Because I want to see, let me focus. I don't know if it'll focus on it. It has like a ruffling to it. Isn't that pretty? I saw that and fell in love with it. All right. So let's figure out how much we're gonna need. I want to pull it a little bit. I want to feed it through. Fold it. Cut it. Okay. I'm gonna feed this other edge through here, kind of like how we did the elastic band, the elastic cording, where we fed both ends through our hole. Oh, thanks for sharing, I appreciate it. I'm doing the best I can. You guys are so wonderful giving me all these hearts. Thank you. I can't tell you how nervous I was to come on here and do this tonight. Okay. So I'm going to match up my edges, you guys, and I'm going to run over to the sewing machine real quick instead of moving you guys with me. Apologize. And I'm going to sew this, and then I'm going to fold it. Actually, do I want to? Yeah. Thanks. So I'm going to sew this together, and then I'm going to fold it down and sew it so that when it holds tight, it won't be able to fit back through that hole. What you could also do is you could, very relaxed, well, probably because that's what I'm like. You could also, this is an option for you. Can you guys see that? Which I think I might do, because I don't mind seeing the stitching on the outside. I might fold it down and then just stitch this, zigzag stitch this down, and so then it's like stuck to it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna just stitch it down. Yeah, because then it won't have like a bulk of like the knotting or the fold. Because see, that's gonna create, oops, I'm not on camera. That's gonna create like some bulk there, and it's gonna be in the way of my pocket, right? So if I put like stickers or anything in there, it's always gonna like press against that. So I think I'm just gonna lay it down like that, and I'm gonna stitch my edging, and then of course I'm gonna see some stitching here, but I don't really care. Like, I like stitching. I don't know if any of you guys are scrapbookers, but like I stitch on my pages all over the place. I make crazy little designs. Let me just make sure this is tight. No, you don't want to tie an elastic band is hard. But you know what, before I do this, you guys, I want to add, yeah, see, I knew I was doing it the wrong way for it to go like that. I need to flip it around. Okay, see, this is why we test things. All right, so we actually want to put it in with the fancy side. And I want my key on there. And I would really like that one on there, but it's not going to, so I'm going to attach that to my cording. So I have 2 keys. All right, let's feed this back through. Yeah, I didn't think about that. No, oh, I probably sounded bossy like a mom. Because I am. Okay, I'm going to take my iPad with me so I can answer your questions, but I'm not going to take the camera. I'm not taking the camera moving all that, so you guys won't see what I'm doing, but you can talk to me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me still? I'm really far away. All right, you may not be able to hear me because I'm far, far, far away. But, all right, let's. Okay, good. All right. So I'm going to do a zigzag stitch. Read your comments. You need one of what? It does sound fun, doesn't it? Ultra stiff, dual, fusible interfacing. I'll show you the later. Oh yeah, you do need a mat. You can't cut. You can't use a rotary blade without it. Okay. Okay, now some of you are in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so, ooh. Hang on, you guys. I gotta get a cord to plug in my phone. Hang on. Two seconds. And we're gonna move just a little bit to get closer. Oh, just a little bit more. Some of the tools, I'll move. Oh, I will. Let me just get my phone plugged in. Okay, let's pray that that's gonna work. Alright, so I still need to trim. And then on the back side, you can barely see it. Uh-oh. Hang on. I messed up just a little bit. That's okay, because I double stitch it. And then you can see the stitching there. So, but when the band is closed, you'll barely be able to see it. I mean, you guys, that's what I'm saying. You won't even notice it. Yeah, you'll barely be able to. So sometimes that's all, and what thread you pick, what color thread you pick as well. Yeah, and then, okay, so then on the inside, you can barely see that. But then the pocket's like right there. And on the outside, it's right there. Oh, one more to fix. Okay, so then we're gonna put the rubber bands in. Sorry, I gotta move up for you guys. We're gonna put the cording in. And then we'll put some books in it and we're done. And we're pretty much done, you guys, if you want to go. I mean, this was just an extra type, like an add-on to the night. Oh, I won't. I'm going to do a whole nother cording. Thank you, guys. I do them just so because if you keep on looping this band and then try to tie it, it's really you're gonna have to really pull it tight. And so I just do a second band. Oh yeah, total birthday craft, right? All right, that's in the. I'm threading it the wrong way because I'm not paying attention. Oh, I'm sorry. I moved the camera and so now I'm not used to where it's at again. Okay. I'll tie this one tight. Oh yeah, they would make great gifts. And then make sure you put some inserts in with them so people know how to use them. Oh, you guys even reminded me. Hang on. I wanted to put the key. I wanted to put the key on this one. Oh, I did a whole nother cording the same way I did my first one. It's just a whole nother one. Lisa, I don't know if Lisa's still in here. She has one on catch. Oh man. Shucks. Hang on, you guys. There we go. Alright, where's my other key? Yeah, Lisa Creatively. I don't know that she's still in here. She might have left. Yeah, she makes the larger. Okay. You can make, okay, inserts, honestly, once you know how to make them, you can make them any size. That's what's amazing about them. This is called a large or an extra large because I want to put multiple books in it. No, it's just a website. So you can just use your web browser. It's okay, Renee. You can go back and watch the replay. But feel free to ask questions now since you are live. Okay. Now let's put some books in here, guys, because I'm a little excited about the band, seeing how it turned out. All right. Okay. So we got my scripture journal writing. My bow is falling apart. I need to put some more adhesive on there. Coming apart. Yes, I made my journals. My routine, my Bible study. I don't know, darling. I've been waiting right here for you. Okay. We got all of them in there. It takes a little while to get your rubber bands like stretched out the right way. No more than 15, so 30 folded. Some are smaller depending on like. Yay! Look at that, you guys. It has my key on it. Can we see? Nice and full. A rubber band. Yay! And then you have the little key there. This will eventually like settle more. But okay, watch the replay. You don't have to be a sewer to do this. Honestly, none of my lines are straight, guys, but that's the character of it. That's what makes it look so amazing, I think, is it's not straight and perfect. We cultivated the loveliness together, and I want to see you guys' creations. I do. So we have this one, and this was version with the pockets. No, you don't want them straight. Straight, there's no character in straight, you guys. There's no character in straight. And then you have this one with the cord, and it just has the elastic cord closure, which works just as well. So there we go. Lisa at Creative Lee has it. Hang on one second, I'll flip you guys up and I can actually talk to you. Maybe because my phone's plugged in. Hang on. Okay, I'll try to block some of the light. Lisa at Creative Lee, yes. She has a tutorial. October is Olurty, O-L-U-R-T-Y. She has a tutorial. You really can just search it online, just how to make traveler's journals, and you'll find quite a bit. Yes, I did spell it, O-L-U-R-T-Y. There are some on YouTube. They're just all over the place, really. Yeah. And I mean, I can show them. Mine aren't perfect though, because I really stink at cutting my pages straight. But I hide it really well because I always put a cover on it. Like, I mean, I did this one, and you can see like my edges aren't like perfect. They're a little messy, but it's just me gonna use it. And most of the time I'm putting washi on them, so they don't need to be perfect. So that is our craft class for tonight, you guys. Thanks for bearing with me. I know it was a long one, but this can't be done in 30 to 45 minutes. It's just kind of impossible. And normally I try to keep craft nights to like an hour. But that's right. So do you guys have any questions before I sign off? You're welcome. You're welcome. I printed my own graph paper. I did. If you email me, Cassie, I can email you a JPEG, like a JPEG picture of it, that you can just put on any document and then print it off. And since you're cutting off the edges anyways to make it 5 inches instead of 5.5, it doesn't have to print all the way to the edge. So that's the joy of it. So if you guys have any questions, you can email me at chaoticblessing@gmail.com. I don't have my chalkboard here. You're welcome. My chalkboard's upstairs. I'm sorry. Actually, I don't even think I have a cheat sheet right now. You can email me questions if you have them, or you can just send me a message on Twitter or Instagram. Either way will work, and I will try to help you out. Because I know we can't cover everything. Oh, for the person who needed to see the interfacing, yes, chaoticblessing@gmail.com. Yep. This is, can you read that? That is the interfacing that I use. And I know you can find it at Joann's. It's about $9.99 a yard. I buy it by the yard, so I know I can make a couple at a time, and I always use a coupon. So I got 40% off, so I paid $6.99, right? $6.99 for the yard. I don't have my receipt. And I'll show you. I still have that much left and some scraps and this. that I can make a whole bunch more. So yeah, it's $9.99 a yard, but you can make several out of it. So yeah, and I have a couple different ones. One is like more my studying and Bible stuff, and then I have one that's my junk journals for multiple months, and then I had one that I used just for Christmas because I had my traditions book in there, and then my junk journal in it, and then I had my my Advent study all in my Christmas one. So yeah, you can make as many as you want and use them for anything. Some people actually use theirs to hold their planners in. They do traveler's notebooks for their planners, for their meal planning, a lot of different options. So we'll do a night on Planning 101 all about Dori's and traveler's notebooks and different books that you can use. I'm actually asking somebody to co-host with me, so I'll kind of start it and then I'll lead over to them because they use their traveler's notebook for everything and I love what they do with it. It's not my style. I like having my planner, but I still use it. Oh, wonderful. Well, thanks for joining, you guys. I hope it was beneficial and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you didn't get anything out of here, I just want you to get that you can do this. It doesn't matter if you sew a straight line or not. It doesn't matter what it looks like when you're done. It matters that it's yours, it's creative, and it's beautiful. So I'm going to close off and I'll say goodnight and God bless. Aw, thank you. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you tomorrow night for Planning 101 at 9 o'clock. Bye. Have a good night.